What's up, my homies? So today we're gonna attempt this reading comprehension together so that you learn how to do it and I get to practice for my exam. Guilty pleasures. So let's get started. So first thing that you want to do is just read through the paragraph once. Like, it's called skimming. So you just run through the paragraph, just looking at what thing is important. So just do that. So these are the passages. Okay. So just have a quick reading. So now you might have encountered a few words: obesity, children. So it has to be something related to that. So let's see that. So now you've got that much information. It's about something obesity and then it's about children. So try to relate it. So it's about obesity and children. So that's the basic idea you've got, right? So what I usually do is that first I go read the questions and then check if the same wordings are in the passage, and then go to that passage and check for the answer and then just write it down. But then there are a few questions that are like conceptual and stuff. So in that case you will have to read through the whole passage. So not giving them any kind of chances, let's just read through the passage. Obesity linked adult onset diabetes mellitus is for the first time being reported in children and adolescents in the UK and many other countries. A 1986 landmark study of obesity and television viewing found a clear association between the number of hours of television a child watched and the risk of that child becoming obese or overweight. So now they are talking about this some kind of diabetes situation, and they are blaming watching television for it. And this diabetes thing, it has been recorded in UK. So that's how much information they've got from the first. So if we get any questions from that, we will answer it. Then second one. Now let's read through the second passage. In 12 to 17 years old, the prevalence of obesity increased by 2% for every hour of weekly television time. A more recent study found that while 8% of children watching 1 hour or less television a day were obese, and 18% of children watching 4 or more hours were obese. So whether you watch for 1 or less, or you watch for 4 or more, you're still gonna get obese. So moral of the story, whatever you do, you're gonna become a fat ass pig. So no one's gonna stop you, just watch television. That's what they mean, but they're trying to please you the otherwise by their technical words. So don't get tried, kids. Yeah, so the more children watch television, the more they eat. By comparison, even reading is a workout, at least in studies that have been done with obese children. Perhaps it engages their minds a bit more empathetically. Television viewing prompts children to consume more food while they consume less energy, and ideal recipe for adiposity. So they mean that if you read books and shit, you get fitter, and if you watch TV, you get fatter. Yeah, so that's what they are trying to say. And when children dictate family food choices, and as is increasingly the case in the US, the entire households are immersed in a miasma of one-dimensional sweet taste and reinforces juvenile preferences. Marketing of soft, sweet, and salty foods is good business, and children are the most vulnerable targets. So there's that. So they've do a lot of shit, and hopefully you're like reading through it with me. Yeah, and actually, like, while you're in the exam, don't do all this shit like explaining it yourself and like going slow and stuff. I'm only doing that because I want you to understand the whole thing, but the same process should be done in like 2-3 minutes while you're in the exam. So make sure that happens. So moving on to the next passage. Childhood obesity rates are highest in countries while advertising on children's television programs is least regulated in Australia, US, and England. Sweden and Norway maintain a virtual ban on advertising to children and have consistently lower levels of childhood obesity. Ireland, Belgium, Italy, and Denmark pose restrictions on children's advertising and are pressing the other states of Europe Union to do the same. The US and other countries can afford to do no less. Public nutrition campaigns should go beyond vague recommendations to exercise and eat a balanced diet. The link between inactivity, junk food consumption, and obesity should be more explicit. The food industry will lobby against these efforts, of course, claiming that they constitute legislation of food choices. So now that you're done with the reading, let's move on to the questions. So now there's not really a requirement for you to like completely understand the passages and stuff. So like you don't have to like panic when you see a lot of technical words in like a few reading paragraphs and be like, oh shit, I don't get any of this. Like you don't have to. It all depends on what kind of question they're posing. So when you get these kind of paragraphs where there's too much technical stuff going on, mostly the questions are going to be so basic and like so straightforward. So that's like a major plus for you if you get like hard paragraphs. Okay, so let's go on with the questions. So what has been reported for the first time in UK and other countries? So now you get the keywords now. UK and other countries. Where have we seen this? In the first para. So go there. And what has been reported for the first time? First time being reported in children and adolescents. So what has been reported? The diabetes, obesity among children. So that would be the answer. So your answer would be option C, right? So yeah, next question. What has the 1986 landmark study of obesity found? So 1986, where have you read that? Second passage. Or the first one, yeah. So in that study of obesity and television viewing found a clear association. So television watching kids. And where is that? C. Relation between TV watching time and obesity. So that's answer. The answer for that would be C. The obesity rates at highest in Australia, US and England due to Australia, US and England. Go there. Fifth para. There you go. And what's that there? Children's television is least regulated. So, wait, shit, I forgot. Are at highest while advertising on children's things are least regulated. So go there, and then what would be the answer? Absence of regulations on advertisement. So B is the answer. And then for fourth one, the options are messed up. So the options you see here, A, B, C, and D. These are the options. Sorry, few technical difficulties. Yeah. So what is the relation between television viewing and food? So what is it? So I don't think there's anything from the passage here, so let's just read the options. Children eat more food as they watch TV. TV increases child appetite. B, I don't think so. C, they haven't mentioned about any interesting cooking channels. And then D, they aren't TV programs. No. So it's obviously option A. And fifth one, what are Ireland, Belgium, Italy, and Denmark trying to do? So the keywords, you've got it. Ireland, yeah. They post restrictions on children's advertising. Yes, go there. Option B. There you go. And then now, like, you have to be cautious when you have options with all the above or both A and B, those type of things. So read through all of the options. Prohibiting the sale of junk foods to children, awareness about harms of obesity. They haven't mentioned any of that in that paragraph, so we're not going to go there. And what harm has the marketing of soft and sweet food done to children? Yeah, made them more vulnerable to lifestyle-related disorders. So that's the answer. Now they've given both A and B, so go through the rest two options as well. It has made them more aware about obesity and things in their young nation. Nope, they haven't. So B is not the answer. D is also not the answer. What about C? It has made them active and responsible. Nope. So it's obviously A. And prevalence of obesity increased with watching TV before children, because children, we've read this in that para, it says consume more food and energy consumed is less. So B would be the option. In case you forgot where it was, it's in the third para, last line, consume more food while they consume less energy. So yeah. Oof. And then the word explicit is used in the paragraph. Its antonym is obvious, implicit, straightforward, distinct. I mean, A, C, and D mean like the synonym of explicit, so B must be the answer, implicit. And also there's going to be like a lot of synonym antonym questions, so you must have this like basic kind of knowledge, or a kind of knowledge where you can maybe figure out the meanings of them, because I only have that type of understanding with the words. Like, I'm no good at vocabulary and shit, like I'm so bad. And then heftiness sounds more like tiredness and shit, and if you get tired, you get lazy. If you're lazy, you get fat, and fat is nothing but adipose tissue, and adipose tissue is something related or something to do with adiposity, so one has to go for 3. That's my interpretation. And boost meaning reinforce, yeah, boost, reinforce meaning something same. And ambiguous is something like you're not kind of not kind of confirmed with that idea or something like that. And vague is something just like that, like vague, like a blurry understanding and shit. So 3 has to go for 2. So in this case, our answer would be option B. And then adult onset diabetes is linked with dash among children. It's the first line where they gave obesity linked and then children. So here they're giving dash and then children. So it has to be obesity, according to my knowledge of things. So adult onset diabetes mellitus is linked with obesity among children. So that's how you solve or complete or whatever a reading comprehension. And this one was kind of level 1 kind of paragraph. So yeah, you must be able to solve at least like these type of ones so that you get better at them. And yeah. So hope you like this video. Thank you and bye bye.